Okay, let's go over some Jeffrey Epstein stuff. Some new stuff came out, apparently. Let's see what we got. Jeffrey Epstein showed off photos with Fidel Castro and Pope John Paul II. Nude women at Palm Beach lair resurfaced. Videos. Uh-oh. Late pedo Jeffrey Epstein's Palm Beach lair was decorated with an immense collection of framed photographs showing off naked women in the creep's meetings with high-profile figures, according to resurfaced police footage. The inside look into Epstein's Florida abode was included in videos. I didn't say induced. Anyways. Released Tuesday by the House Oversight Committee as part of a 295 page document dumped from files provided by Justice Department. In the tranche were several videos recorded in 2005 showing Epstein's home as part of an investigation into allegations the financier molested a 14-year-old girl. Yes, he apparently. Epstein's since demolished mansion is replete with photographs of women, many of whom appear naked, which are placed in frames in bathrooms, hallways, his personal gym, and several offices. So yeah, you can see he had photos of himself shaking hands with people. Ghislaine Maxwell. There are over dozens photos of his partner in crime and off-again lover Ghislaine Maxwell placed throughout the home, including one in which she lays naked on the beach. Notably, there are photos of Epstein and Maxwell meeting Pope John Paul II and the notorious Madame with Cuban dictator Fidel Castro. Maxwell confirmed that these high-profile meetings took place in either 2002 or 2003 during her interview with Trump DOJ officials released last month. The convicted sex trafficker revealed she traveled to Cuba with Epstein and former Colombian President Andres Pastrana, whom she claimed to have met in a pub in Dublin. Maxwell, a helicopter pilot, revealed she traveled with Pastrana to Colombia to fly a Black Hawk helicopter. Video of Epstein's Florida home showed several offices with their own desktop computer setup. The monitor of one such apparent workstation had a sticky note placed on it that read, "Do not touch." Maxwell claimed in her interview that the DOJ that one of these computers was once rigged by the Palm Beach police with cameras in an attempt to catch a thief. Oh, interesting. She revealed that Epstein called cops in 2003 believing someone was stealing money from his briefcase. The PBPD came to the home and installed surveillance cameras, according to a testimony. In a home gym, Epstein had an elliptical machine, Pilates reformer, stationary bike for, what was that one? I don't remember that one. Anyway, sorry, I'm trying to think of what fucking machine he's used. Stationary bike, full set of weights. I'm sorry. And roughly I got sidetracked. 12 nudes framed and hung on the walls, the video showed. Pile of DVDs in the gym included UFC Vendetta, which occurred in 2002. The home's garage housed 3 black Mercedes-Benz, including one convertible coupe. There are at least 2 folded-up massage tables, including one which was in the closet and a hallway outside of a bedroom. So this is Included amongst the myriad of framed photos are many pictures of Epstein himself. The House Oversight Committee released the files Tuesday immediately after a hearing with the Department of Justice. So there you have it. I'll leave this in the description, yeah. And then we got, here it is. This released today, too. House Oversight Committee releases more than 30K pages of Epstein files provided by DOJ. So this is what people are talking about, right? Tuesday evening related to the convicted pedophile Jeffrey Epstein provided by the Justice Department. The voluminous files represent the most complete picture of the sex trafficking investigation into a disgraceful financier who was found dead in his Manhattan jail cell on August 10th, 2019 while awaiting trial on federal charges. And, yeah, he hung himself, apparently. The contents range from dry transcripts of court proceedings to footage from a police search that captured a new Ghislaine Maxwell, Epstein's UK-born socialite and sometime lover, currently serving a 20-year federal prison sentence for helping procure girls as young as 14 to the pervert. Also included are reports from the Palm Beach, Florida Police Department detailing the initial sex abuse allegations made against Epstein in 2005, which led to him taking a much criticized plea deal in which he was confined for 13 months, spending much of that time on work release. Still, another document contains testimony gushing about Epstein's generosity to his employees. I mean, what do you think the Clinton Foundation is? What do you think the Obama Foundation does? Right? Some of these people do some shady stuff, you know? The files also contain footage detailing the search of one of Epstein's several homes and hundreds of flight logs detailing the routes of the well-connected moneyman's private jet dubbed the Lolita Express, due to the use of the regular transport of Epstein's victims. The flight logs note trips to St. Thomas near his infamous private island, Little St. James. A Palm Beach Police Department property recipient from October 20th, 2005 notes that items recovered from Epstein's South Florida home included power cords, a computer, CDs, and a peach message table. The nearly hour-long video of the property search, at least some of which appear to have been released years ago, shows police officers with guns drawn as they enter Epstein's since-demolished Palm Beach residence. In what appears to be Epstein's closet, there are several framed photographs of women who appear to be nude, poolside, a photograph of what appears to be Epstein at the White House, and framed letters and drawings. Redacted video interviews of Epstein victims conducted by law enforcement are also included in the files. Emails between a Federal Bureau of Prisons (BOP) regional director and an associate warden of the Manhattan jail where Epstein was found dead on August 10, 2019 are among the documents. Please provide me with daily updates on the inmate, including his status and any changes, activities I should be aware of. BOP officials tell the associate warden after being informed Epstein has been removed from suicide watch and stepped down to psychological observation. Oh, so he wasn't on suicide watch anymore, and he was just so that's why he hung himself. They didn't give him the suicide vest. No wonder he had the fucking. No wonder you saw the ripped up orange fucking orange cloth and shit. Ay. The messages exchanged 17 days, but well, then again, that still doesn't explain like the 1 minute missing from the camera footage. And honestly, God, man, these people fucking shady as fuck. The messages exchanged 17 days before Epstein purportedly committed suicide in a cell. Note that sex predator had a pending incident report of self-mutilation and that Epstein himself requested to be placed in protective custody. The records were subpoenaed by committee chairman James Comer, Republican of Kentucky, on August 5th, and the DOJ has responded with the promise that any victim identities and material related to CSA will be redacted, or CSAM. The files were released by the oversight panel on Google Drive, with many hitting play or download limits shortly after the committee shared the link. Numerous documents are single-page images of lengthier court filings. The release comes as Reps Ro Kahana, Democrat, California, and Thomas Massie, Republican of Kentucky, attempt to move forward with a discharge petition related to the Epstein files. If Kahana and Massie are able to get at least 218 members to sign the petition, it would force a full House to vote on a resolution demanding the DOJ release its files in the Epstein case. I don't think the vote to release Epstein files will even come to the floor, being that they will all be made public. Rep. Anna Paulina Luna, best Republican from Florida. I mean, she's a good Republican. Anyways, a member of the oversight panel wrote on X, Democrats, however, maintain that majority of the files released to Tuesday had already been made public. Yeah, so, yes. The files that they just released again, yes, those were already released to the public. So we don't know why they released those, right? We don't know why they released that stuff again. But yeah. Nowhere that made public. Charging that the dump was an attempt to thwart the discharge petition effort. All done in the effort to stop Massie discharge petition, Rep. Jared Moskowitz, Democrat of Florida, argued on X. Over 97% of those documents have already been released to the public. Correct. Rep. Robert Garcia, Democrat, California, who also serves on the Oversight Committee, said Tuesday night. Most of the documents that were sent to our committee, those initial documents were given to right-wing influencers back in February. Yeah, so basically back in February, right, they released the phase 1, right, of the documents of Epstein. And for whatever reason, they gave a bunch of binders to it was like 4 binders or something to right-wing influencers or independent news independent news influencers, right? Anyways, back in February, the California Democrat claimed, before accusing President Trump of participating in a cover-up to prevent the release of Epstein-related files, the discharge petition is an important additional step forward for the Congress, the full Congress, to be on record to release the full files. Garcia continued, adding the Attorney General Pam Bondi should release all the files immediately. It doesn't matter if Trump's name is not, yeah, basically, I'm thinking that the only reason why they want Trump's name to be on the list, but it's not gonna, right, there's nothing on Trump. And so that's why they're, well, who knows? I mean, they could have just released it, but I don't know. I mean, they've been sitting on it for so long, right? They've redacted all the key all the victims' information already. So I don't know why they haven't released any of the information. I don't even know why they're even putting it to a fucking vote. That's the stupid. What? Yeah. Fucking politicians, man. Trying to make a political statement out of a fucking fucked up human trafficking shit. For some reason. But that's politicians, right? They gotta make a political game out of everything, right? There you have it. Like I said, I will leave all the links or sources in the description so you can check it out. And, you know, you can do your own research too, right? Because all the files are released now, in a sense. Until they release the juicy information, we're still in the dark. There you have it.